pole position, the defending and reigning British Army Cadet champion Jesse Phillips. His first ever front row start for Kanish Grau and Will Green for Jamie Green Racing. They've yet to win a race, the British Championship, but they're coming very close. He starts third. George Edgar, Blair Smith and Aaron Richardson round out the top 6.
Then we have Archie Lovett, Max Endicott, Ethan Woodward and Archie Owen. Row 6 is Knight Measures and Aaron Nayar.
On row number 7, Nat Johnston and Jarlath Sayer, who won last time out to Chennington. Then it's James Logan and Teddy J. Porter, Sukmani Kira and Jensen Ackerman.
Row 10 is Luca Norway, Max Yule, and row 11 is Harley Musk.
Hopefully we've got all drivers out there. Max Yule didn't start the pre-final this morning, and I don't think Max Yule is out there now, so we're down to 20 drivers out of turn number 9. Belinda Dewey is online. Saying good luck to Jarlath. Jarlath started the pre-final 20th and made it all the way up to 10th. This is where he starts now. Just outside the top 10 actually, but he starts 14th, so we had a no-score penalty, but he's got the pace to make a move. We've had a win, 2 wins for Fusion. George Edgar, Archie Lovett and Jarlath Sayer have won races so far this year. The 54 of Jamie Green Racing's Will Green will start on the inside of row number 2. Jesse Phillips, championship leader. You'd rather win a championship without winning a final, but winning a final would certainly not be too bad for him. They come into the tram lines, lights are out, we are off and racing through turn number 1. It's a good start from Phillips. It's an excellent start from Will Green, who slots in front of Jarlath Sayer, of Kanish Grau for P2, heading down towards turn number 4. And Will Green looking to the inside. New race leader, no.
That was close, wasn't it, on this first opening lap? But the top 3, look at how close it is between the top 3. Really nothing between them as we head down now to the very tight turn 7. And it's a move for the lead.
There goes Will Green, and that's Blair Smith in kart number 25, the Toby George Motorsport. So Scotland are well represented up at the front. It's Green. Phillips just gives him a little signal there. You saw that, just saying, okay, let's go. So that's Jesse Phillips saying, all right, well, I'm not going to fight you. You want to lead? Okay, I'll push. Now, does Will Green trust Jesse Phillips?
That is the question, the ultimate question. I personally wouldn't, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, I don't know, Jesse Phillips, he's won a championship, so he knows how to play the long game, as it were. Oliver Roller Motorsport running 3rd and 4th. With Kanish Grau and Archie Lovett. Kanish Grau yet to finish on a podium in the British Championship. Will Green has had 1 podium finish. That was a 2nd in the opening round at PFI. Championship positions as things stand. Well, we'll wait until they come around to complete another lap before we get the points standings. But it's Green from Phillips. Phillips was leading. Now George Edgar runs 5th. Jarlath Sayer is already up into the top 10.
Yes, indeed. Our top 3 are Phillips, Green and Rao. And I must say, we'll see how this pans out. It's a long race, as we know. This is another one of those classes where you've got to work together till the very end.
Yes.
But Phillips has had the pace.
Yeah, but Will Green just a little bit late on the brakes going into turn number 4 there. Phillips is going to get a good run on him. Rao is there as well. Kanish Grau led the majority of the pre-final, just lost out in a head-to-head scrap on the last lap with Jesse Phillips. But yeah, Jamie Green Racing, one of the most improved teams of the year in 2023. I think they've got about 5 podiums across all the classes of the British Championship this season alone, but they haven't stood at the top step of the podium yet. And I'm not putting the curse to the commentator, because I can hear Jamie Green running up the stairs to punch me in the face. But no, I'm just saying they haven't won a race yet. There's Blair, that's Blair Smith, and there's Jesse Phillips taking the lead.
I was just about to say, what did we learn from Jesse Phillips in the pre-final, how they're able to plan out the race. But here we can see attack mode, even though we still have 12 minutes left on the clock. Yeah,
and here comes Kanish Grau. So Jesse Phillips, the pre-final this morning, was content to sit behind Kanish Grau until the very last lap. This time he's thinking, okay, I'm going to try and win this one from the front. Rao, situation is reversed. It was Phillips following Rao all morning, and now this afternoon, here comes Kanish Grau Third different leader, it's ORM leading Fusion, leading Jamie Green Racing. Phillips coming back at him. I tell you what, if you try and count the amount of lead changes in this race, I got a feeling you're going to run out of fingers and toes the way things are looking. Now behind us there, I can just see Night Measures getting it all crossed up, coming out of turn number 7. He gathers it together but loses a lot of positions. Watch for number 49, Jala Sayer, still in 4th position. There's Max Endicott on your screen in the George Gibbons Motorsport number 80. This is 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th with the number 49 of Sayer in 10th. Then it's Archie Owen for the Mad Croc team in 11th. The Welshman Archie Owen in P11.
You seem very keen to point out the Welshmen.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Yes, I make no bones about it. I say I'm not biased for any particular driver. I am biased for any driver that runs the Welsh flag, however. When you're Welsh, you vote. We got stuffed by South Africa in the rugby yesterday by a record score, so you have to forgive me for clinging to any form of sporting hope this weekend.
Well, we'll see how that pans out for you, Henry. Anyway, so we have just over 10 minutes left on the clock. It is so close. There we have the number 80 going through our screens, which is Max Endicott. We've got round... It's spread out a little bit, it's fair to say, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is sort of like, you've had the opening salvo, and now all the contenders are just sort of like feeling each other out a little bit, testing each other's strengths and weaknesses, and girding their loins, preparing for one final push over the top, as it were.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I think we got a side-by-side moment there. That is Will Green and George Edgar, who will have the advantage. George Edgar has the optimum line from next one on the inside. I believe he's through.
Yes.
Is he? Yes, he's through.
And so Will Green down to 4th. Archie Lovett, who started the race, started this race, I think, second in the points.
Oh, that was another move for the back between the Fusion Motorsport drivers. Couldn't quite make out who it was, but through our screens we have the 17 of George Edgar. There we go. We have our leaders going through the shot, and then this second pack, these 3 cards: George Edgar, Will Green, and Archie Lovett heading that pack of 3.
Out of turn number 10, behind the top 5. Endicott runs 6th, Aaron Richardson 2nd, Sayer is up to 8th, less than 4 seconds. That's Night Measures getting a warning flag, showing that he'd been, on the aggressive scale, he was to measure over what is permitted. Yes, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, here all day. Outside the top 10, Owen still runs 11th, followed by Porter. Johnson, here comes Lovett up into P4. Now, it's important, we've still got over half this race to go. Will Green can't lose his cool. He's led, he's now back to 5th. But working together, Phillips and Rao, they've got a rapport, haven't they? So imagine, as a driver, if you've raced with somebody and you've worked together in a pre-final, you have that trust that you can do it again in the final, haven't you?
Yes, you do. Of course, they both know they are quick, they have the lap times, so they're going to be thinking, well, this driver was quick in the last one. It'd be silly to start battling when I know they're as fast as I am. And
also, Jesse Phillips, Phillips is in exactly the same position he was this morning, sitting behind Kanish Rao. And so, from Jesse's point of view, he was right then. I've already got one up on you today, Kanish, because I've beaten you in a head-to-head fight on the last lap. Kanish is thinking, right, I know what I did wrong on the previous lap, in the previous race, and I can't make the same mistake. Here is a trio of Fusion drivers. That would be the 16 of Richardson, the 49 of Sayer, and the 83 of Ethan Woodward, with the Toby George Motorsports number 25 of Scotland's Blair Smith in 10th position. And then it is the number 14 kart of Archie Owen, running in the best of the Crop Promotions kart. Teddy J. Porter is next. Then it is Nat Johnson, Shukmani Kira, Arya Nayar, Harley Musk, Luca Narroway, Jensen Ackerman, Irishman James Logan, and Night Measures. Yes, that is the positions at the present moment. Yes. So, we still have... I was going to say Night Moves, but that was a song by Bob Seger. Quite. Now, so we have Rao, we have Phillips, we have Edgar. And we'll see, we have 7 minutes. I keep mentioning the time. The reason for this is because the drivers can see the time. On the digiboard, when they go past, they can see the time. And that is in their minds all the time. Yep. Well, if you make a move on lap 12 or on lap 3, there is a difference in how you take that move, what kind of risks you take, and how permanent that move has to be. Whether, you can
allow yourself to be repassed, or whether this has to be the positioned to the flag.
Because it's difficult at this circuit, but in karting you do get a situation where a driver will almost let, at certain points of any specific circuit, a driver, like in the Tour de France, you see, sometimes a rider will pull out and let another driver take the lead and then tuck in behind, and that actually works well. They go quicker if you can, allow them to chop and change positions. So drivers will be doing that. It's hard at this circuit, but that does happen in karting. You'll see drivers, okay, you pass me here, I'll push you out of the next corner, and then I'll pass you, you push me out of the next corner, and that is how sometimes people work together.
Yes, it is. As we can see there, we have the 88, that's Archie Lovett pushing George Edgar very, very hard. This top three, as close as they were, they are working together. There's no doubt about that. They know the time left. They can see the leaders are still in touching distance. As long as they don't battle, they have a strong chance of catching them.
Now, here we go. This is third, fourth, and fifth. Edgar, followed by Lovett, followed by Green. The gap between the top two and these three drivers is 0.8 of a second. Last time around, 55.94 for Archie Lovett, 55.99 the race leader. So these three karts are a fraction quicker than the two leaders, but they need to pick up that pace a little bit. They need to be a tenth or two quicker. 5 minutes to go, and still Phillips not moving. In the pre-final, he waited to the last lap. Rao knows he cannot leave so much as half an inch of a gap for Jesse Phillips.
No, the psychological advantage Jesse Phillips has, they know that they've defeated Rao before.
Yep.
And Rao, meanwhile, knows that they lost out before, and
yes.
that will actually be in their minds during this race.
Oh yes, it will be giving Jesse Phillips, cause for confidence. It won't be giving Kanish Grau any cause of concern, because he'll be thinking, all right, I know what I'm going to do. So, Jesse, if you try the same thing again, you ain't getting past me old chestnut. Now, Edgar and Lovett, as you can see, a bit of competition and cooperation between the Fusion, ORM and Jamie Green racing teams. They're all pushed there to catch the ORM number 22 of Kanish Grau and the number 26 of Jesse Phillips. Jesse Phillips has only got 2 wins in the British Championship, but he does have a title victory to his name.
Yep, I think Archie Lovett just made a nice smooth pass on George Edwards to squeeze into third position. Clearly he thinks, I want to be in front. I'm the fastest driver out of us three. Let me lead the pack.
Yeah. So and with 4 minutes to go, George Edgar hasn't really got much of a choice. He has to now push Archie Lovett, because if Edgar goes back for the move, they'll cost themselves even more time, and that could be critical to their chances of success. Will Green, don't count him out yet for a place on the podium. They go through turn number 1. Over the curves, down the hill towards turn 4. There's the kink at 3. Hard on the brakes. Look how high those curbs are going through turn number 4. Now we wait. There they are, up the hill towards turn number 6. Lovett, head down. He's trying to crouch down behind the NASA panel to let the airflow go over the top of his crash helmet, so he cuts through the air that fraction of a second quicker.
I will not speak out about this matter, because I had an argument about the aerodynamic properties and whether it really does make a difference, so I'll keep quiet on this one.
If the driver thinks it makes a difference, then let that be. It will make a millisecond of a difference, but we've seen one race already decided by 200ths of a second. So if it makes 200ths of a second difference, then it works.
Yes, but the old placebo effect can't be discounted either.
Nope. It's a mental game, this. That's what you see with the drivers jumping up and down in their seats sometimes. If that wheel, the rear wheel, if the revolution goes a little bit quicker, if it gives them 1,000th of a second, so be it. Let them think it. Now, we had 2.5 minutes to go. Up the back straight again. Phillips not moving. Not moving from the rear bumper of Kanish Grau. The gap is it's grown a little bit. It's now 1.2 seconds between Phillips in second and Archie Lovett in third. Edgar does need to get a little bit closer to the rear bumper of Archie Lovett, just to give him a little bit of a love tap along. Just ease him forward a little bit.
Just remind him that he's still there and that he's not going away.
Exactly. Now, Will Green is in a dangerous position, because he's starting to drop away. Edgar, you can see Edgar now on the rear bumper of Lovett, so he's going to push Lovett along. The gap comes down by 0.2 of a second between the top two, and then these two in third and fourth position. Green has got to now hang tough. He's got to sort of hunker down and just follow with 90 seconds to go.
Yes, exactly 90 seconds still to run. Jesse Phillips, literally inseparable from Rao, has not gone away from that back bumper at all. In a moment, they'll be asking for a lift down the back straight.
Yeah, there goes Endicott in 6th, Smith in 7th, Sayer in 8th, Richardson and Woodward rounding out the top 10. Ahead of Archie Owen, Teddy J. Porter, Sukmani Kira, Nat Johnson, Arya Naya, Harley Musk, Jensen Ackerman, Night Measures, James Logan and Luca Narroway.
Yes, indeed. So he's... What is your opinion, Henry? Do you think this move will be a clean, easy move, or will we have a repeat of our pre-final?
Well, I mean, the move in the pre-final was clean and easy, and I think that we've got two very, very talented drivers at the front, and they do respect each other a lot, and that's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope for. But Jesse Phillips will not just sit and allow Kanish Grau to take the win unchallenged. That is for certain. Up the back straight, 30 seconds to go. Rao hunkering down, just easing himself forward. Phillips waiting to pounce as we head into turn number 7. Will they get back to the line before the clock strikes 0? And the last lap board goes out. Let's see. Lovett, Edgar and Green wait, but they are out of striking distance. It's gonna need Rao and Phillips to slow each other down. Now Jesse Phillips, he drops back by a kart length or 2. That's almost deliberate. They cross the line as the clock strikes 0, but the last lap board does not go out. 2 to go here in Larkhall. Up the hill with the trees lining the left-hand side of the circuit. Lovett, Edgar and Green give chase. They've got about 2,000 metres to go. 2,000 metres for Kanish Grau to finally break through and not just step onto a British Championship podium, but to step right onto the top step. He has got the driver who won the GP plate in this class last 2 weekends ago, following him, who won the Army Cadet British title last year, chasing him hard. It's now or never for Kanish Rao as he begins his final lap. Phillips is not close enough. Kanish can't over-defend. You do not see Kanish Grau looking over his shoulder. He will take the racing line. Now Kanish should have a check. There what it was. He knows that Phillips isn't within striking distance, so he doesn't need to defend coming into turn number 6. He doesn't defend. He doesn't slow himself down. Phillips is closing in. Phillips is closing in. Out of turn number 7. Will Kanish check again coming into turn number 8? No, he won't. Out of turn number 8. It's been 3 years. 3 long years of hard work for Kanish Grau, but with 1 corner to go, he will become a new winner in the British Championship. There it is for Oliver Rowland Motorsport by 0.17 of a second from the still championship leading number 26 kart of Jesse Phillips. Archie Levitt completes the podium with George Edgar and Will Green rounding out the top 5, and we have 4 different winners in Water Swift non-restricted in 4 rounds, 2 apiece for Fusion and Oliver Rowland Motorsport. There is your full provisional classified result. Behind the top 5, Max Endicott comes home in 6th position. Scotland's Blair Smith in 7th. Jarlath Sayer 8th, followed by Aaron Richardson and Ethan Woodward. Archie Owen is 11th, followed by Teddy J. Porter, Sukmani Kira and Nat Johnson. Then it's Harley Musk, Arya Naya, Night Measures, Jensen Ackerman, James Logan from Ireland, and Luca Narroway rounds out the field. So, Phillips loses the battle, but Phillips is still winning the war but that will matter not to Kanish Rao, who is a British Championship race winner for the first time in his career. And I've got a feeling that Magic Chimera will be giving Kanish a very, very positive fist bump when he interviews him now.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Water Swift competitors. As you can see, lots of very loud carts. Yeah, slightly distracting. I am waiting for our first place man to come and visit us, who held off for the majority of the race. I think here he comes now. Well done on your victory, Ranish Karau. Talk us through the race.
So start was alright. Got to third, and then a couple laps I was still in third, and then I got to the lead and then just held the lead the whole race through until the last lap.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've just got a couple of technical issues. We'll be back with Magic Chimera and Kanish Rao very, very soon, we hope. There's obviously a lot of buildings and structures down there, which occasionally gives our camera crew a little bit of a problem. But yeah, we got the general gist already that Kanish Rao is extremely happy and relieved. The sun is now beating down at a fair old rate of knots. Here we have going to have 3 races to go already in the live chat. The Honda Cadet fan club are out in force. Kim Harris going to be cheering on the number 96 kart of Ralphie Branscombe, and I know that Earl will be watching as well, cheering on all the zip-mounted drivers, of which there are 4: Ed Spain, Ashley Haza, Kian Sullivan, and Sebastian Burlington. But if Scotland are going to take a win, it could be in this race, because it's a Scottish 1, 2, 3 on the grid. And I think what we're going to have to do is, if there are a couple of technical issues, we'll run the interviews with the top 3. And what Alpha Live do at the end of the race weekend, they put the finals out on YouTube, and the podiums are clipped to the end of that. But I think that if we can't get back there live, we will record the interviews anyway, so that when you look on YouTube at the end of the race, then the finals will be there. But we are working feverishly to bring these to you. We do have a little bit of a time in the program, but I believe that someone has put another 50p in the meter, and Magic is back with Kanish.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Water Swift competitors. Here with me is Kanish Rao. Talk us through that race. It seemed like a repeat of the pre-final where Jesse Phillips would get you back. Me and Henry, we were really, debating it. What did you think?
Well, I had an alright start, got into P3, and then spent a couple laps in P3, then got to the lead and managed to get a gap on third and fourth, and then there was a little gap coming into the last lap, so I didn't have to defend that much, and that was it, yeah.
Were you confident during the race that you'd be able to hold him off?
Yeah, I was quite confident because I learnt from my mistakes in the pre-final.
You learnt from your mistakes. And finally, who'd you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad, Ollie, Callum, and the whole of ORM, really.
Well done, fantastic. Yeah, let's go. Now, our next driver, Jesse Phillips. Jesse, we all thought maybe it might be a repeat of the pre-final, but you couldn't quite get him. Talk us through the race.
Well, yeah, the race didn't go perfectly as planned, but still it's a P2 to take home. It's really good points from the weekend. And yeah, overall I'm happy with the weekend.
You're happy with the weekend. Is there anything in particular where you struggled? What made you not be able to really push for that top spot?
Oh, I thought Kanish just had more pace in that final, but throughout the whole weekend I thought we had the pace. It was just the final that we could have improved.
Okay, good to hear. And finally, who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank the whole of Fusion, Jack for doing data, Jake, my mechanic, my dad for bringing me all the way up here, and Shocks for the engines.
Well done. This one? Yeah, okay. And finally, our third place man, Archie Lovett. Archie, you could see, you had a bit of a gap to the top 2, but you had an interesting battle for third. Talk us through it.
Yeah, at the start I started 7th and ended up, because I was on the inside, it's a bit easier than starting on the outside. So I got up to 4th, and then I pushed George Edgar for a few laps and then overtook him, and them two were pushing. 4 wheels is quicker than 8 wheels is quicker than 4 wheels, so they managed to get a gap on me, and then I came through.
Any particular reason why you couldn't catch the top 2? Was the distance just too big?
Yeah, and I haven't got the pace anyway, so.
Okay, but still finished 3rd, you know, the bright side, yeah? Okay, who would you like to thank?
Grice for my engines and the whole of ORM.
Great to hear. Fist bump on your way out?
My mechanic.
And your dad, great, okay. Haven't been rejected for a fist bump yet, which is really good. Everybody seems to somewhat be able to stand me. Right, now back to you, Henry, for the next races.
Don't worry, Magic. The seniors are still to come out there. There might be a couple of people, but no, that's 9 out of 9 for fist bumps. And we'll go for 3 out of 3. 3 finals, 3 commercial breaks. Let's hear from some of our sponsors. Welcome to the podium presentation for event 6 of the 2023 Wera Tours British Kart Championship. Up first is Water Swift, and finishing in 3rd position for Oliver Roller Motorsport, it's Archie Levitt. Archie takes another podium. I think it's his 2nd or 3rd of the season, finishing in P2. The current championship leader for Fusion Motorsport, it's Jesse Phillips. But it's always great to have a new winner on the podium, and after 2 years of knocking on the door, he finally breaks through, representing Oliver Rowland Motorsport, along with winning mechanic Kumar Rao. Your winner today, Kanish Rao. On the end of it. So Kanish gets the rather large trophy, Kumar gets the medal. And so, Oliver Rowland and Fusion sharing the podium, but many other teams in contention. So that is your provisional Water Swift non-restricted podium here at Larkhall, ladies and gentlemen.